Hello, everyone. Good to see you on tonight. We're excited about Iconic Marriage.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you on. There are about 6 of you on right now. Come on, give us some love. We're excited about tonight, and we're going to give about 1 minute for others to come through, to come in.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
talk to us. Talk to us. How's your day so far? Productive day? Good day?
Hello, Selena. Hello from Lynchburg. All right. Sister Taylor, good to see you on tonight as well. We're excited about what we want to share. Of course, tonight we're going to be dealing with this one word called affection.
Yes.
Affection.
Go ahead and share.
Yeah.
Go ahead and share.
Go ahead and hit your likes, hit your
Yeah,
hearts, send
tag your
those hearts
friends.
up, and tag your friends and let them know that we're on Iconic Marriage. We want to continue to share, and we want to expand our reach of who we are able to affect change through just teaching on Iconic Marriage. So I'm excited about tonight's segment, and you should be excited as well. We're going to be talking about affection. Affection, is this
Man.
something that an individual should say, I don't want it, I'm not, that's not me, that's not my way of showing affection. Is affection something that's old, new? Is it still in process, or is it still necessary today? And so we're going to kind of talk about that tonight. I'm just excited. Good to see you, Sister Punch. All right, Sister
Hey.
Sonia.
Hey, Ashley.
See Ashley on here. Good to see
Selena
you
said it's been a
all.
long day, but excited about learning concerning affection. That's
Good,
great.
good. And you know
Indeed.
what, Jackie? Sometimes as we're growing up, we realize that sometimes we see that our parents didn't show that level of affection, or even if they did, sometimes in family members, friends, we saw a different type of interaction between
True.
couples,
True.
and we really didn't get a good model
That's
of
right.
how it should be done. And so mostly in different cultures, you got women who are strong. Mostly in the single parenthood, women had to be strong. They had to take care of the child, raise them. And also in the marriages, sometimes the woman has to become this tough person that raises the children, and they lack that sense of softness and affection.
That's right.
And it's very important to understand what is it, what affection is, and how to show affection, and how it has power behind it. There is power in showing affection to
Absolutely.
your spouse.
That's right.
Hey, Sister Lisa, good to see
Indeed.
you.
I see y'all are tagging up your friends.
Yes, tag them, tag
Yeah,
them.
we want to deal with affection today. And let's start out talking about exactly how it's defined.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
it's defined. What is affection? So affection is fond attachment. And if you all don't mind just putting that in the comments,
Yeah.
fond attachment,
Fond attachment.
devotion or love.
Yeah.
Fond attachment.
Devotion or love.
Exactly.
Wow.
Fondness one toward another, taking on an affectionate liking towards
Mhm.
someone. That's what it's defined as far as the emotional part of it, right? Fond attachment.
Fond attachment.
Devotion. Those are some really powerful and deep words.
Yeah.
Or love, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so we want to kind of dive into that, right?
Well,
And really kind of excavate
Yeah,
right
we're
there.
going to excavate it, and I really want to just say, number one, I'm very fond of Jackie. And when we talk about fun, we enjoy each other's presence. We have fun together. I laugh with her. I'm excited about, just being around her and just having those fun
Mhm.
moments, because I am fond of her. And I think it's so important for you to have fun with your spouse. This should be a fond attachment, an enjoyable attachment, where we are having fun while we're just having marriage together. It's good. So we're good. We're excited about that. We're going to have a fun attachment, devotion, and love for one another. I see you all posting it in the chat. Fond attachment, devotion, or love. All right, Jackie, we're ready.
Absolutely. So I want to read something into your hearing before we get started. All right. Matter of fact, before I read, hey, Christine, before I read, I want to ask the question, do you think you are an affectionate person?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Do
a
you
good
think
question.
that you are an affectionate person? Whatever that means to you, whatever you've known the word affectionate to mean, right? Do you feel like that's you?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like you're an affectionate person? Do you feel like you need affection? We're going to talk about that for a few
Yeah.
minutes, right? So I want you to hear this while you're writing in the comments. Giving and receiving affection means understanding your own emotional boundaries.
Yeah.
What a powerful statement. Giving and receiving affection means understanding your own emotional boundaries. Now, when you think about the word affection, Christine said yes and yes. Very good. She said our sound went out, but we're back. All right,
Okay,
I'm glad
okay.
we're back. That's awesome. All right. So when you're dealing with affection, I'm seeing that some people are saying yes. I feel like that I'm an affectionate person, whatever that means to you. So we're going to get into what does that look like? What fond devotion, fond attachment, right? Love, those are the emotions of affection.
Yeah.
But what does it look like in expression? What does affection look like in real time? How does it actually play out in the relationship?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, of course, that can be different for many people,
Yeah.
right? When you're dealing with affection. But you got different types of people. Apostle talked about that just a few minutes ago. Some people who kind of grew up maybe in a hard atmosphere, a lot of love or affection maybe wasn't shown. Maybe you feel like, that's just not me. So whatever you say about affection, right, is going to impact how you either give it or how you receive it, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. Ashley said, I am affectionate. Taylor says, yes, but it can be expressed differently.
Absolutely.
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 So it's important that we understand that. So
Well,
how
can
do you
I-
show it?
Can I, and that's a good question right there to segue to how do we show it? And should it be predicated upon the receiver or the giver? That's a good question. Do you get to dictate or determine how a person should receive that affection, or should it be the other person who is saying, "This is how I want to be shown affection"? Go ahead and write that in the comments. I want to see what those answers are as well, because sometimes we are so caught up in, well, this is how I show affection, or this is how I receive affection, and it causes such friction, and it becomes problematic in the relationship, to where now the individual is not really loving on each other, and they just have decided to not show any level of affection in the relationship because they can't find that middle ground or that medium. So the question is, can one say, if I'm the giver, I can dictate to you how you receive affection? Or is it the receiver who says, I'm the one who dictates how I receive affection? Some individuals may not like to be touched for too long. Is that a bad thing? It's so many questions you can ask yourself about this subject. But is that a bad thing? Is that something that we look at, or we should look at, and we should say, hey, this person has a problem, or it's abnormal to not want to receive affection? Or do they, like Taylor said, they can receive or express it differently? And so Taylor says, finding out what your person's spouse love language is makes showing affection helpful. That's very good. Exactly. That is what's important. I believe that it's something that we should both find middle ground on, but it is the receiver. Everyone receives differently, and everyone is satisfied or receives a level of care different, or likes a level of care or touch differently than the other person. And so it should be the individual who is receiving. So Ashley said it's both. That middle ground, the receiver and the giver comes together, and they talk and they share. What do you like? What do you not like? How can I express my affection towards you better? And then Christine says, I would want them to express what they want.
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
So you can see. And then Brittany says the receiver can express how they like to receive affection, also being open to learning how each other receives. And that's good. That's a balanced approach to really all of it. That is really good. And so what we want to do is we want to talk. We want to find that middle ground. We want to share with one another how we love, how we like to love, how we like to show or give affection. But we also want to find out from the receiver, how do you like to receive this type of affection? Do you like long kisses, or do you like little pecks and kisses? Jackie, she loves it when I kiss her all over her face, give her pecks all over her face. And that's what I do, Do you like to be kissed on the neck? I know we're getting deep here. Do we like to be kissed on the ear? Those are different ways of showing affection. And it's important for you to know what your spouse's love language is.
This is so true. You can learn a lot about yourself when you deal with affection. Okay, because it's one thing to say, hey, I love you, you love me, we are in love with each other. But when you get into affection and showing acts that reveal that love, reveal that
Mhm.
fondness, reveal that affection, that's when you really begin to find out who you are, what touches you, what irritates you, what your limitations are.
Mhm.
Because you know what? We may have limitations. We think we could just have that love poured on and hey, just give it to me and keep it coming. But you know what? There are limitations. And that's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
in the statement that was read earlier, it's understanding your own emotional boundaries, right?
Yeah,
I
that
may
was
like to be kissed on my face, but I don't need it for 5 minutes, right?
right.
You know, make it happen and we can move on,
Move
right?
on.
And so we had to learn that with each other as far as, you know, and it was more so him. He was more limited in affection. Yes, it's the truth. He was more limited in having affection shown. And, you know,
I
you have,
love affection though.
we're not going to do this. We're not going to
I
do this.
love showing I love showing affection.
Amen. But he had a limitation. He loves it, but he had a limitation.
Yeah, yeah.
And so when you find that place, when you find that place where you draw the line,
Yeah.
or when you say, okay, that's enough, you know, you have to be able to define whether or not that's enough because they're going too far, or that's enough because you're uncomfortable.
Right, right.
Okay. Amen. That's enough because you're going too far, or that's enough because I'm uncomfortable.
Mhm.
All right. And so sometimes, you know, we're not conditioned for certain levels of
Right,
love shown
right.
to us. You know, we're comfortable with a quick peck. We're
Right.
comfortable with a quick kiss. You know, what happens when the kiss is 10 seconds or longer? I mean, are you
Right.
grossed out? You know, where are you at?
Mhm.
Right? When things begin to take on a little bit more length. When the person wants to hold your hand in public, you know, when the person wants to put their arm around you, you know, are you uncomfortable with those feelings? You know, do you feel secure or do you feel trapped? Okay, so affection can really reveal a lot about
really can.
places in your life that you really aren't comfortable or haven't paid attention to, or
Absolutely.
not open to someone else touching.
Mhm.
Okay, so affection is almost like a little secret weapon in love. What do
It
you
is
think?
absolutely, and even when you started talking about the boundaries, you know, affection will help you identify what those boundaries are
Yes,
and
yes.
areas of your life that you may need to deal with or
Mhm.
confront in order to open yourself to a new level of affection, of receiving affection. And so, in my case, it was not so much that I didn't like affection, because everyone, which is one of the hierarchy of needs, everyone needs to feel
Yes,
love. They need to
yes.
experience
Mhm.
love, and affection is a part of love.
That's right.
When you show that level of affection to me, you're telling me in some way, or expressing to me how much you love me. And
Yes.
so it's very necessary for us to feel the touch or to feel the love.
Mhm.
However, let's say if I'm thinking or if I'm working on a project and or I'm focused on just relaxing and decompressing, I may not necessarily need a long 10-minute affection session. I just need a real quick kiss and hug on me. You can massage me, my shoulders, all that wonderful stuff, right?
Right.
And I'm good. I'm good. After that, I need to get back to what I was doing.
That's right.
And so those are things of really understanding the boundary. But if I was an individual that was saying, I never want to be touched, or the
Yes.
majority of the times I do not want to be touched, that
Yes.
is an indication there's something in me going on that has set up the wrong type of boundary
That's right.
to keep me from receiving or experiencing love on another level. So that's important for us to just really consider. Just think about, okay, if I'm always kind of tightening up or tensing up
Yes,
when it comes
yes.
to affection, maybe it is something I need to search out
That's
in my
right.
heart and start working on.
That's really good. And
Yeah.
I think that's a place to really put some thought, some
Yeah.
intent, you know, with, you know, just what are you really comfortable with? You know, sometimes we think we will jump right on in and that's what we want until we actually get it. And then we find, okay, you know what? This isn't as comfortable and hunky-dory as I thought it
Right,
was.
right.
So that's really, really important. And you know what? Biologically, do you realize that affection literally releases the chemical dopamine? Many
It does.
of you may know that. It releases the chemical dopamine in the brain, which is called your reward
Mhm.
center.
Yeah.
Your reward center. So it signals reward,
Mhm.
right? It signals that, hey, this is pleasurable.
Mhm.
You know, this is something that I am getting
Yeah.
because, you know, in a way, in a sense, your body is saying, I've done something right,
Mhm.
right? So it's very affirming to give affection.
Yeah.
It's
Say,
affirming
that's it. That's it.
to give. Write that in the comments.
That's
It's
affirming. It's
affirming
affirming
to
to
give affection. It's affirming to receive
Mhm.
affection.
Mhm.
Right? It's your partner. You can't just, you know, telepathically tell me you love me. Right? I don't need telepathy. Right? I need you to show me, right,
Yeah.
through your acts.
Yeah.
Affections are your acts,
Yeah.
right, or your verbal speakings that reveal the love that you feel.
Sure.
I can't see love. Love is not visible, right?
Mm-mm.
It's visible through action,
Yeah.
right? Love
Yeah.
is emotional. It's an emotion word, but
Mhm.
it's also action. And affection is the action, right,
Absolutely.
of what you feel.
Yes.
So that's important. I love that, affirming to give affection. You affirm me when you
Mhm.
give me affection.
That's
When
right.
you give me affection, you're telling me you're the only one.
Right. It's security.
It's
You know?
it's security.
Uh-huh.
It's telling
Rewarding.
me, hey, I'm thinking about you. It's telling me, hey, I want to just carve out a moment, you know, to make a memory.
Yeah.
You know, I want you to know, hey, that we're one, right? Whatever the thought is, that moment of affection is affirming something
It is
very
affirming.
powerful and causing that oneness that we're all on the journey to master,
what we're
right? That's what
mastering.
we're doing,
Yeah.
mastering oneness,
Yeah.
right? It brings you closer, right?
Absolutely.
And it becomes that language that says, hey, you know, you're my number one, right?
Yeah, that's it.
You're my girl, you know,
That's
you're
it.
my guy,
Uh-huh.
right?
It,
So it's
it
important.
affirms. It's affirming to give affection. So we have definitely went over our time, and we want to come to a close right here. But please, I really think we're going to have to do this for 2 months,
Very
because
possibly.
this is more than just a
Very
month,
possibly.
and bring some other couples in just to interview them on affection
Yes.
and kind of moving forward. So we probably will extend this beyond this, but I want you to remember, you know, of course, we are Iconic Marriage. Go to the page, also share the page with other people. There's some new things that we're going to be also releasing in the months to come, and I just want you to, you know, just encourage people to be a part of Iconic Marriage. And even when we began to go into our grand lunch, man, we want y'all to be a part of it. It's going to be
Indeed.
phenomenal. So
Absolutely.
with that said, again, we're going to sign off. This is Kelso and Jackie. You got something else
Indeed.
you wanted to say?
Well, I did
Yeah.
want to just thank everybody for coming
Yeah,
on.
thank y'all so much.
Absolutely. And just make sure that you are, you have your notifications for the Iconic Marriage
Set,
page
yeah.
as well, so that you'll know when we're coming on. Make sure you're tagging
That's right.
people. Yeah. All of those good things, because we want to get the word out. You know, we're building marriages here. And I just wanted to make sure that we're giving them opportunity to kind of dialogue back and forth with us as well.
Right, right.
So, what did you all think about today? What are you thinking about what we spoke about today with this month's theme, affection? She's already telling me have a nice evening.
No, someone said this has to go global.
It has to go global.
Absolutely.
And right now we're really just giving the shots. We're just giving
Yeah,
the
that's all.
tidbits. We're just, you know, right now we're just building, and we want you to, you know, to understand some of the foundational principles of what makes a relationship
Absolutely.
work. Okay.
And please remember, we're marriage coaches, and our slots are filling up quickly. So
Yes,
you're going to have to
it's
definitely
exciting.
get in. Yeah. And eventually we will do our master courses as well as our preparing for our retreat, which we're very excited about too. So when
Absolutely.
we start doing these things, you know, and we offer these things, you definitely want to try to get in there and sign up. If you would like, you can go to our Calendly calendar and sign up. It'll show you on there. And I think it's on our Iconic Marriage page, to where you're able to go to the Calendly
That's
and
right.
put in your time slot to have a 15-minute consultation with
Yes.
us.
It's
That's
free.
free. And then after that, of course, you got to pay. Hallelujah. But you know, but anyway, we just want to make it available to couples and
Absolutely.
really help take your marriage to the next level. So
Absolutely.
Taylor says she's a need more in
Yes.
depth. Love it something Marco and I have been talking about. Excellent. So
Okay.
this is right up your alley. Look, y'all gonna have to tune in for the next couple of weeks and also
Yes.
the next 2 months. You know, we're gonna have some live things going on, and I'm excited about it because I think this is a subject for now. Because affection, when you were talking about how it releases dopamine, the first thing that
Yes.
came to mind was, you know, a lot of people use drugs just to get that release
Absolutely.
of dopamine
That's
or
right.
that high or that reward.
That's right.
Well, you don't need drugs when you have affection.
Come on
you
now.
know. So show that affection to one another.
That's
it
right.
actually relieves tension and stress, and it also is healing. It helps your
Yes.
body recover and heal. So please, you know, do this. Show affection. Work on that thing. Anyway, we gotta go, y'all. We have to go. This is Iconic Marriage, Kelso and Jackie, and we are mastering oneness. Get ready to go to the next level in your marriage, and come on, let's master it. I love you guys. Y'all have a great evening. Bye now.